So a lot of people don't realize how Marilyn Monroe actually really died. Her maid, probably Hispanic lady or whatever, what the heck are you doing? Stop it!
Pull down her shirt.
Don't! This is a close-up. I'm talking about Marilyn Monroe. Stop it.
It's just hanging out.
Okay. A lot of people just trying to fix my shirt. It scared me. That's part of our acting. A lot of people don't understand exactly how Marilyn Monroe really died. So there was a woman named Eunice who was like a maid, probably a Hispanic lady or something like that. She says it wasn't a Hispanic lady. Well, anyway, her name was Eunice. She saw through the window that Marilyn was asleep or dead. She didn't know because she couldn't tell. She was under extreme amount of sedatives, but barely breathing. And her heart was barely pumping, but she was still alive. She did it several times throughout her life. It was almost like heroin, but she took sedatives to calm her down. Michael Jackson tried to do the same thing, but he used anesthesia to put himself to sleep. So Marilyn Monroe took all these pills that nearly killed her. It nearly killed her. And then finally she could go to sleep and start listening. And then she would stop listening to all those crazy ideas of people like, I don't know, Arthur Miller or whatever, all these crazy playwrights that were talking in her head. Would you stop it? Okay. Now, she was still alive when Eunice looked through the window and saw her laying there, naked. She was naked. Dr. Greenwood or something like that, he was a psychiatrist, panicked. And the doctor, the psychiatrist, kicked in the window and Marilyn went into immediate cardiac arrest. The reason why is because she went from one extreme to another. So she was passed out, barely alive, and her heartbeat was just barely going. She was trying to get through it. Then all of a sudden, the window kicked out. Now, she didn't wake up because her mind consciously was asleep. So her heart started beating because she could hear. Remember, when you die, you start to lose your eyesight. Then you lose your smell. You lose your taste. You start to lose your touch. And the last thing you lose when you die is your hearing. The hearing is the last thing to go when you die. That's why Marlon Brando would go and talk to people before they died. Now, Marlon Brando was once in his living room or something, and there was a horrible car accident that happened right outside his home. He went out and talked to the people so they could hear. Because the last thing, the last sense that you lose before you die is your hearing. She heard that window break and immediately went into cardiac arrest and flatlined. By the time the psychiatrist finally kicked out enough of the window to get to Marilyn Monroe to see, she had no heartbeat, and nor was she breathing, but she was found nude, right? So she knew they were coming in to get her, but she couldn't move. That's how Marilyn Monroe died. It was because of someone else's fear.